Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's day 45 of 60-day reading challenge, and we're going to read the. This is the last day of the Life's Amazing Secrets by Gaur Gopal Das. So yeah, I'm really excited for today, and it's not day 45; it's day 44, guys. Extremely sorry for that. I'm having a lot of cold, I think. Come on. Okay, let me just check that whether this video is live streaming everywhere or not. So just give me a moment. Yeah. I really need a keyboard here, I think. So let me just check. Okay, so this video actually live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. So wherever you are actually listening to, thank you so much. So let me just share this on my Facebook page as well. So yeah, guys, it's done. Okay, so everywhere is streaming, I can see. So without any wasting any time, let's just start reading. And guys, I have changed the setup because my tripod is not working perfectly. Let me know if you know any overhead tripod that can shoot any video at that level, so that camera can easily capture this, because this tripod is not really working that much with the overhead thingy. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe the rubber is loosened or something like that, maybe. So yeah, let's just see. Okay, today we are going to read this chapter called the social contribution. That is the fourth will. So there are four will in life that needs to be in place or needs to work correctly, so that our life, so that we can find our happiness and find our ikigai. So the first thing is personal life. Second is okay, my brain is not working. Okay, second is relationships. Third is work life. Yeah. Fourth is social contribution. So these are the four will that needs to be in check, and today we are going to read about this will 4. So yeah, we are going to read today how many pages? Let me just check. Okay, 27 pages we are going to read today. Not 29 pages. It's similar to yesterday. So yeah, let me know if you have any problem regarding this specific angle. So I hope you're not reading from my book. I keep the book in short because you have the feeling that someone is actually flipping pages and actually reading, so you can see that. Otherwise I could have shown my whole face in there, which I don't think it's really necessary. It's because the book is the main part here. So yeah, okay. Okay, so I hope everything is fine. Let's just read. So this line, this may make you some people make some people happy as well. So let me just tell you what it is. It is saying that you can be completely selfish, completely selfless, or any of the combinations in between. Life is a journey from being selfish to becoming selfless. Okay, so there is also a quote by Lao Tzu, which says that act without expectation. I think it's the hardest thing to do. Easier said than done, right? So let's see how to actually do this. It's all about like us. As you know, it's all about social contribution. A lot of people, even including me, I don't actively part in this contribution. So I think I need to really change this maybe. So let's see. here is a beautiful thing. He says that the ideology behind ice cream, so the ice cream that we generally eat, okay, so the ideology behind the ice cream is enjoy your life before it melts. It symbolizes hedonism. Hedonism is to savor every moment of your life through personal enjoyment, right? On the other hand, the candle is symbolic of another ideology, to give light to others before it melts. Both ice creams and candles melt, but their reason for doing so are completely different. The candle is formed from wax, its very essence is burnt just to give light for other people to see. This is selfless nature of candle. Okay, so that's a very nice analogy. Two analogies of ice cream and candle, right? So he's saying that why do I lie? Do I actually enjoy the personal? Do I enjoy my life with the personal enjoyment before it melts, or do I light others' life through the this candle? So where do I lie? He's asking this question. So if you're watching this, if you're listening to me, I highly recommend that you try to put yourself in this scale roughly, I would say. Okay. Okay, let me just read what else is there. There is a very beautiful thing he said, that just because we cannot be candles fully, I mean, candles means you can't really light up your other's life. That does not mean we should simply remain selfish at the ice cream end. That does not mean we should be, just go there because if I can't really help someone or I can't light other people's lives, so I should be sticking to there or just go to this ice cream end, right? The journey of life is moving from being ice cream to being a candle. So the life is saying that we should go from this to that, right? So yeah, a lot of people may don't like it. Even 2 year ago, if two not 2 years, if even if 1.5 years ago, if somebody said this to me, I would have think, okay, that is the purpose of everyone's life at the core, to share, give and contribute to others, right? Right. Okay, here is a great thing that he says, that if the purpose of life is like giving to others, then why he talks about like all these things like personal life, relationship and work life? Why should we care if giving is only the option, right? Okay, to understand this we have to learn from the oxygen mask. Okay, there is three things actually he mentioned here: the ice cream, the candle and the oxygen mask. So let's see what this oxygen mask is. Okay. Okay, so the oxygen mask analogy is very different. If you have traveled before, that the air hostess actually shows us that how to put the oxygen mask with detailed instruction, right? But at the end, they also say that make sure that your mask is securely fastened before you help children, infants, or others. Does this last part not sound selfish? Surely we should be helping others before we help ourselves. However, it should not be. It should be understood that unless we help ourselves and breathe in oxygen, we cannot be of any real help to others, right? We can only share wealth with others if we possess wealth. It's obvious, right? If only we have wealth, then we can distribute that wealth and help others, right? Okay. Similarly, we can love others only we if we know what it feels like to be loved, right? So so if we don't experience love, if we don't experience that, okay, how it feels that when someone loves us, how can we give love to others? Because we don't even know the value and the meaning of love, right? So he's saying that, and so it's a most beautiful thing in this book, I would say. So we can only bring hope to others if we feel hope for ourselves. Okay. So how can we give hope to others when we are not even sure that uh, we are not even feeling hopeful for us? So yeah, right. In conclusion, we can only give to others what we possess, right? Okay, that's very simple thing, but it's totally powerful. He's saying that we can only give to others what we possess. If we don't have something, how can we give someone that, right? Right. So yeah, that's really important. Okay, he's saying that if we don't comply with these three wills, that is relationship, personal life, relationship, and work life, and if without complying all this thing, and if we give something to people, started giving something to people, we will face this experience called the compassion fatigue. So compassion fatigue is a state of stress experienced by those who help others to extent that they start suffering because of their preoccupation with the suffering of others. Because of their preoccupation with the suffering of others, it can be detrimental to care too much. Caregivers who do not focus on self-care can develop destructive behaviors over time, right? So that is called the compassion fatigue. So compassion fatigue is all about, like, with you're not thinking about yourself, you're not caring about yourself, but you're caring for others, you're giving love to others, but you're not feeling loved by yourself. So how can you give something you don't even possess, right? Over time you're going to feel this compassion fatigue, where you will be like, you will develop this destructive behavior over time, because you will be thinking that, okay, I'm doing so much for this world, I'm giving this world a lot of people, I'm giving this relationship too much, but I'm not getting anything out of it. So you're going to have this destructive behavior over time, right? So, therefore, we need to be slightly selfish to start our journey on a sure footing in order to reach the stage where we can afford to be completely selfless without causing damage to our own well being. That's the action step I would highly recommend that you should follow. So, let me just, do this, because I can't really miss this. That's a very beautiful thing. He's saying that we need to be a little bit of selfish just to, gain that, just to possess whatever we need to actually give, right? And it's so beautiful, right? Okay, here is a summary of this book. The philosophy of an ice cream is enjoy it before it melts. The philosophy of candle is give light to others before it melts. In order to be happy, we should shift our attention from being an ice cream to a candle, from being selfish to selfless. This is shown through service. We must be wary of compassion fatigue. This means we must have all four wills balanced as we try to help others. This is the principle of being selfishly selfless, right? So that's beautiful, and I quite like this line. So, yeah, therefore, we need to be slightly selfish to start our journey on a sure footing in order to reach the stage where we can afford to be completely selfless without causing damage to our own well being. Right? Beautiful. Okay, so it's chapter 18. The name is Family First. Okay. The first step is in selfishness is to practice it with our family. Okay. Okay, start from your own home, right? You don't choose your family, they are God's gift to you as you are to them. And obviously, it's beautiful, right? Desmond Tutu. I don't know whether I'm, pronouncing the name correctly or not. Okay. Okay, there is a beautiful thing again as well. Relationships at home can work well only if all parties have low expectations of each other but high expectations of themselves to help other. So it's like people are, from your family is not expecting much from you to help them, but you have this you have set up this expectation that you are going to help them a lot. So these are the thing, you have high expectation from yourself, right? But your family has the low expectation from you. So these are the thing, that's when the relationship can work at home, because if your family is expecting a lot from you, there will be a lot of problems. But if you're actually expecting from yourself that you need to give a lot, then there is no problem, there will be a lot of happiness, and really nice things are going to happen. And he says that selflessness starts at home with the ones we love the most. Okay, he's saying that we go out, sometimes donate and sometimes take selfies with selfies, saying that okay, we are actually donating or helping others, but we hardly do it with our family. So he says that we should, Gorgopala says that we should actually start from our family, right? Great. I catch a lot of cold recently, guys. Okay. Guys, I will be back. So he talked about a story of Lata Khare, and I had no idea she's a Maharashtrian. So if you're not from India, so Maharashtra is a state. So Mumbai, Maharashtra. I hope you have heard the name of Mumbai, even if you're not from India. So the thing is that. Lata Khare, actually her husband was admitted in the hospital and she could not bear the expenses of the hospital because they were so much poor. So but when she saw that there is a marathon going on and there is a prize money for winning that marathon, she participated in the marathon, and people are like, okay, people thought that she must be a mother of someone who is participating in the race. But when she lined up with the young adults, they were like shocked to see that, okay, that woman is going to participate in this marathon. But eventually she won the prize money, and take her husband to the best of medical care. And she also won 2 years consecutively as well. So like 65, 67, 60, 65, 66, 67 years. Think about this, a 67, 65 years of old woman is actually winning. So that is what love can make us do. So yeah, here is all this thing he's saying. Gaur Gopal Das says that the most powerful force in the world is love, right? So you can't really do it with the hate. Actually, power is reliance on the love itself, right? Selflessness starts with our family, but it should not just end there. To expand our circle of selflessness, we should help those outside of our immediate care and affection too. So he's saying that we should not always like restrict that to our family only. We can sometime go outside the circle and help others as well. All right. So this is the summary of this chapter of the family first. On one level, we practice selflessness in helping our family. Our day-to-day sacrifices to maintain our family relations are act of selflessness. We do not necessarily have to run marathons like Lata Khare to display our devotion to those those we love. Our circle of selflessness should not end with our family. We should help those outside of our immediate care and affection too. Right? So with that we have come to the, I think that's the, no, it's not the last chapter, but there is 2 more chapters as well. Okay. The nation narrative, that's the chapter 19. Okay. We can increase our scope of selflessness beyond our family by serving our community, city, or even nation. You need an attitude of service. You are not just serving yourself. You help others to grow up and you grow with them. David Green, right? So when you help others to grow, actually you also grow with them as well. It's not like that you are actually, if you're helping someone to grow, you are not growing, you are growing also, but with them. So you're actually helping yourself and others as well. I mean, that's the best way to do something, I would say, right? So there is a nice thing that I really like. It says that it's in moments of great grief that we understand what people mean to us, right? So here is a summary of this. There is a story of like Siachen border and the Sunil Kumar. I don't think it will be applicable just just to say this story to you. So let me come to the point summary of this book, of this chapter, which says that when we expand the circle of selflessness, we can effectively serve our community and nation. This is shown by the heroic efforts of the soldier who keep us safe and the civil servants who help run our nations. Right. So yeah. Okay, so that's chapter 20 that we are going to read now, which is says that service brings joy. In Sanskrit, service is called seva. Adding a spiritual elements to our seva can make it more fulfilling, right? The service you do for others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Wow, Muhammad Ali. So if you don't know Muhammad Ali, I should highly recommend, because before reading books, I did not used to know a lot of people, people who has done a lot of things for this world and give this. A lot of people are inspired by them and become greater person as well. So I came to know this when I started reading books, and these are the things that books can do to you, because just reading Facebook posts and WhatsApp, a small WhatsApp post does not make you that much. You can't really feel about that person when you just do this, but when you read book, you are actually connect to the person who actually used to live and do this kind of thing, right? So it's a beautiful quote. I really like: the service you do for others is the rent you pay for your room or here on earth. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. So guys, I'm back again. So yeah, where I was, yeah. Okay, so this chapter is all about, like, of some doing some service for people. And so this is the story of Vinay, who actually used to study in London, and he actually came to a village in India, and he helped people to fix their teeth. So a lady called the Nangu, she was like 75 years old, I guess. So she actually came to that camp, and he helped her get new teeth, and she was so much happy, and he receives the blessing. So this is the thing he talks about in this specific story. So you don't know, even when you help people, when they need the most, you get this blessing from them. It's amazing, right? So let me know if you have this, if you have some kind of story as well, like people needed help and you did that selflessly without thinking anything, right? So, and how those people react to you. So let me know in the comments if you have any story to share like this. Okay. Wow, there is a great analogy. I need to read this. So, when we live superficial lives dedicated to serving ourselves, we are like surfers riding the waves but not seeing what is beneath them. We may satisfy our own needs and concerns by doing so, but we will never be truly fulfilled. However, when we practice spirituality, we become like divers. We submerge ourselves underneath the turbulent waves to find a pleasure much deeper, beyond hedonistic ideals. That profound joy is only possible when one feels love to serve others. And how is that love maintained? Through being connected to God through spirituality. Love for God is composed of three things. Um, right action, right intention, and right mood. So let me just tell you what is this. Let me just read as it is. We must express our love through the correct action. We must behave and act in a way that is in line with spiritual principles. Okay, so make sure that your why matches your action, right? Matches what you're doing, right? So I highly recommend that you read the book Start With Why. It has nothing to do with this, but specifically, but I highly recommend that you read that book Start With Why. It will make you think that, okay, it goes into the biological level to actually describe this, but still I highly recommend that you do that. I will put the link on the book of this in the description of this video, and also the book Life's Amazing Secrets video link, the purchase link is on the description of this video as well, so you can go ahead and purchase, right? So yeah, right intention. Our intention must be selfless. When we want something for ourselves in return for our service, such as prestige or money, our intentions become tainted, right? So make sure your intention is good, right? Just as distilling water multiple times makes it cleaner, continuously checking our intention makes them purer. I really love this, you know. Okay, so we need to continuously check our intention, that why we are doing something that we are currently doing, right? Even if we are giving service to people and we are thinking that, okay, that's the intention that I'm giving to, you just need to constantly check your intention, right? Right mood. We must serve in a way that is favorable for our growth. Serving becomes we have to, or because it's the right thing to do is good. But it's not the same as serving from the depths of our own hurts, right? Okay. Wow, there's a very nice story. I need to read this. I thought that I will not be reading this. Okay, once a bumblebee I hope you know bumblebees. There was a movie of this, I think, Bee movie. And that movie was amazing. The story was very simple but amazing. Okay, now I'm not saying that you need to watch this movie to understand this, but that I just suddenly remembered this movie. So let me know in the comments whether you watched the Bee movie or not, because that's a great animation movie I have watched. It was like 5 years ago. I think I watched it. Okay. Once a bumblebee was flying and saw an open jar of honey. Out of excitement, it decided to dive into the jar, completely covering itself with the delicious sticky liquid. As it flew out of the jar, it rushed to tell all the other bumblebees what had happened. And in the process, a few drops of honey started flying out of its mouth at all the other bees. For all its friends, this was incredible. They were getting honey just because of the enthusiasm and action of that one bee. Similarly, when we have deep love for God, it becomes natural for us to want to share that with everyone. That is because a person connected to God has a compassionate and empathetic heart. The true symptom of someone who is expressing genuine love for God is that they experience compassion and the pain of the suffering the people go through in this world. This is a very beautiful story. I really like this. Right. Okay, it will come back, don't worry. I don't know why it keeps happening every time. Let me just fix this. Okay. So let me just summarize this by reading this as it is from the book. In Sanskrit, service is called seva. Adding a spiritual element to our seva can make it more fulfilling. Based on our connection to God, we utilize our skills and potential to save others. We learned about Vinay at the Varasana dental camp. So Vinay was that guy that I have discussed about, right? And because at that camp, from spiritual practice comes seva. The true symptom of someone who is experiencing genuine love for God is that they experience compassion and pain for the suffering that people go through in this world. We have to do the right action with the right intention and in the right mood for it to be classed as spiritual. So yeah, with that we have completed this book, and these are all the exercise that you need to do, and I did not do it in the book itself. The reason is that I did it separately in my Notion. So I highly recommend that you complete this exercise if you can, because there is a reason that they given this, because I don't really like writing these things, because that is so much personal. Because if someday take this books, if someone take this book from me, I don't want those, I don't want them to see what I have written on what was going on in my mind at that point in time, because I just didn't want to share that publicly maybe. Yeah, so with that we have completed this amazing book by Gaur Gopal Das, which is Life's Amazing Secrets by so how to find balance and purpose in your life. So yeah, the book's link in the description of this video. If you want to go ahead and purchase this book, that will be the best decision. So yeah, so with that we have completed like day 44, and my health is not really right for 2 days. You can guess that maybe from my voice. It will be fine. That does not mean I should be stop, I should just stop reading. Okay, so it has nothing to do not rely on the inspiration or motivation. Okay, put your just do some action. That action will drive the motivation, that will drive action. So do not do it in the reverse, because I believe that if you just keep taking action, you don't need to rely on the motivation, because motivation is going to come out as a result of action. Okay, make sure you perform action. The result of this is motivation. Do not do the opposite. Like, people think that okay, I will be motivated, then the result will be action. No, take some action, then then the result will be motivation. Then because of that motivation you are going to take some action, and that loops keeps going. Yeah, and you don't need to rely on any inspiration or motivation, right? So yeah, even if your health is not right, you are going to still sit there and do the live streaming, right? I don't know why it's keep turning on and off, but still it does not really matter much. So thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good day. And tomorrow what I will be reading, I will be posting this on my Instagram handles. And yeah, if you haven't followed me or anywhere wherever active, just please follow me. I am active on each and every social media platforms, like popular social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you really want to see some videos maybe in the future. Let me know if you want to see any detailed video from my from YouTube on YouTube as well. So